welcome to a brand new season of Can you take that off? It's not soccer. Hello and welcome to a brand new That's soccer too, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just take it off. Hello and welcome. I'm not doing this.
Why?
I'm not.
Why?
I'm not. I can't. I don't know.
What is the big problem?
You always start on the other side.
Better now?
Actually, yeah, it's a lot better. Oh, do we have a treat for you?
So you think I'm weird?
Yes. Vampire steroids, kangaroos, little time. Elephant steroids.
Hockey is rather unpredictable.
Привет, bitches, and welcome to another season of Joining the Rush on allhockey.ru. Once again, my name is Steve Dangle, and this is
Andrea Sachenko.
Oh. And given that it's the summer, we should probably start by talking about the Olympics, right?
No. Did Canada even qualify for the Summer Olympics?
Yeah, we have several bronzes. We're number 3!
Let me guess, they all gotta be for swimming, right?
No, there's a couple, most of them, yes.
There you go. I smelt it, you know. Typical Canadian swimmer story goes like this. Well, I was playing hockey and then the summer came, so I had to swim for my life!
What do you think this is, Ufa Arena? There's not just a lake you can swim in the middle of the ice?
Dude, it's not like a geyser.
Okay, NHL or KHL, what do you want to talk about first?
Rock, paper, scissors.
Okay.
I was never good at this anyway.
No, you stink gold medal at rock, paper, scissors. First story involves a Russian. Rick Nash was dealt to the New York Rangers from the Columbus Blue Jackets in exchange for Brendan
Finally!
Yes, Tim Erickson, Artem Anisimov, and first round pick that's probably going to be 25th or 30th overall. So people seem to be thinking, and I agree with them, that the Columbus Blue Jackets didn't get enough in return for Rick Nash. And we have a theory as to why. Columbus Blue Jackets GM Scott Housen asked for way too much for way too long, and then the price plummeted. The process went something like this. Hello, Mr. Housen. It's Ray Shero, GM of the Pittsburgh Penguins. Good to meet you.
Can I ask a question first?
Sure.
What are the playoffs like?
Oh, it's wonderful. It's wonderful. You gotta try it. So for Rick Nash, I'm thinking I'll give you Sidney Crosby, Evgeny Malkin, Chris Letang, and the next 10 first-round picks for the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Well, you throwing a top ball at me, dude. How about you throw in Theo Fleury and a second rounder?
Theo would be pretty hard because he's retired. How about Marc-Andre?
No deal.
No planning whatsoever. And that process just kind of kept going for months and months until what the Blue Jackets ended up getting was a first-round pick that's probably not going to be very high. Tim Erickson, who might turn out to be a pretty decent defenseman. Brandon Dubinsky, who's a second-line center. And Artem Anisimov, who I would say is a second-line winger. But he's great because he's Russian.
Anisimov may be a second liner, but he played alongside with Marin Gaborik, and he led the Rangers in plus-minus category for the longest time ever.
You know what? I can barely skate. You put me on a team with Henrik Lundqvist, I guarantee you I'm a plus.
You're still going to be -10.
Nah.
Also, the Jackets got Sergei Bobrovsky in goal from the Philadelphia Flyers.
That's kind of old news, Andre.
So are the Jackets.
Oh! We need one of those, like, things for our show.
My point is, remember all this talk about the Blue Jackets not getting neither Yakupov nor Grigorenko at the draft because of the Russian factor?
Oh, Scott Housen's stupid.
Now guess what? They got Bobrovsky, they got Nikitin, they got Tuchin, and they got Anisimov. That's 4 Russian. 4 Russians. 4.
Well, the Red Wings won with the Russian 5. Blue Jackets already got 4. What are the odds they could get Nikita Filatov back?
About the same as them getting Sermon at this point.
Okay.
Alex Sermon has finally made up his mind and signed with the Carolina Hurricanes for $7 million a year.
Well, for 1 year.
Well, yeah, because who would give him 2 years? So when Sermon was still in limbo about, oh, where do I go? Do I go back to the KHL and sign with the Army for a ridiculous amount of money, or do I stay in the NHL? People were asking me the same question. Well, what's my take on this? I said right away, Sermon is going to sign in the NHL. Why? Well, because if he would have wanted to sign in the KHL, he would have signed, what, in May? And frankly enough, I think if you have a chance of signing in the NHL pretty much for the same money you would have signed for it in the KHL, go to North America, dude.
That's what he did. I suppose this might be a good transition to talk about the KHL.
Yes, very good indeed. Yep.
Yeah, well, I recently sat down. I had an exclusive interview that really shows, you know, just how big Joining the Rush is getting, with Alex Radulov. Here it is. So, Alex, you're making quite a bit of money. Thank you so much for your time. Spasibo. You might want to explain to the North American audience why we just referred to Alex Radulov as a horse.
Well, Radarmy means horses to us Russians. Their nickname, much in a way, Carolina Hurricanes, toilets.
You're silly.
No.
How are they toilets? Oh.
And they all sell shit. Our final story of this episode is, of course, Mikhail Anisin. Now, if you're watching Euros or Olympics or the Stanley Cup Finals or doing nothing all summer long, here's the story in a nutshell. Да, по-русски не буду рассказывать эту байку, потому что, вы так все сами все знаете, я лучше вот этим все расскажу.
Right.
So 1 year ago, nobody really wants to sign Mikhail Anisin, and the only team who will sign him was Vitas Chekhov. You know, the team was all the top guys, so they signed him, and hey, he becomes extremely good, right? So he gets traded to Dynamo Moscow halfway through the season. Anyway, after getting traded to Dynamo Moscow, Anisin becomes even a great hockey player, tops the league in playoff scoring, and wins the cup with Dynamo. Now comes the really good stuff. After winning the cup with Dynamo Moscow, Anisin still had another year to fulfill under his old contract with Vitas, and he wanted to renegotiate it. And I think this is pretty much how it went. Hey Dynamo, I want to renegotiate my contract with you.
Okay.
I want more money.
Alright, that's understandable.
You want to multiply my salary by 4?
You got us the cup, buddy. You got a deal.
And then, of course, Team X appears on the stage, and by this I mean SK St. Petersburg. And of course they go.
Mikhail, if I was you, I would ask for 8 times the amount of money.
Good idea. Hello, Dynamo.
Hey, good to see you again, Mikhail. How you doing?
I want to renegotiate my contract again. You ripped me off.
I'm confused. Go on.
Multiply it by 8 times.
Hell no.
I'm offended.
It's like a girlfriend.
After this, Anisin didn't report to the training camp on time. He's still not there, and he says that under the current management of Dynamo Moscow, he's not going to play there.
You know what's great about the KHL? It's a very silly place.
Okay, how would you resolve this issue in North America?
Well, you would honor your contract.
Or sign in the KHL.
You're correct, yes.
Well, I don't really have a take on this, sir, except... Anisin, come on, man. You got any take on this?
You could always fall back on a singing career.
True. There's not a lot of hockey going on right now, so we don't really have to be picky about where the goal of the week is going to come from, so bear with us here. This one comes from a preseason game between Metal Magnitogorsk and Torpedo.
Who was that?
Andrew Leeson.
Ah, former New York Ranger.
You know who's the current coach of Magnitogorsk?
Magneto from the X-Men.
No, Paul Maurice.
Oh yeah, that's wicked.
I know. You might think whatever you want about this goal, but I know at least one guy who is really happy about it now.
Who?
Philippe Kirkorov.
Who's that?
Russian Barbara Streisand.
Okay.
Торжественно принять народного артиста России Филиппа Киркорова в почетные ряды нашей хоккейной команды.
Так, снимай меня, снимай.
And the last bit of our show is that we're gonna do a little promotion for the poll going on allhockey.ru, and it goes a little something like this. Now, to the right of our video box little over here, you got the poll, and the question is, what do you think the price range should be in the KHL for tickets?
I'm gonna go with less than the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Good call.
And that's all we got for this episode of Joining the Rush on allhockey.ru. A little shorter episode. It is the beginning of August after all, but watch for our weekly videos on allhockey.ru throughout the season.
Yeah.
Oh wow. We got the first video done. Pretty good. We're gonna keep talking all the way up here.
What do we start with? You want to start with...
That's a great question.
My point is, remember all this talk about jackets not going for Yukupov or Grigorenko at the drop because of the Russian factor,
I
right?
didn't even think of that.
Multiplied by 8 times.
Hell no.
Oh.